Hello, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are
All
you?
right. I'm great. Awesome. My name is Juanita and I'm with Teak Farms. First things first, I just wanted to let you know that we're recording our conversation. Is that going to be okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, awesome. We also want to get to know a little bit about our potential employees and their knowledge of the industry. So my first question for you is, do you have any experience in this field?
Yes, I currently work for a dispensary in town. It's called Botanica. I've been there for about 7 months now. Um, and I mean, before that, it was just like personal, uh, you know, being involved or, being surrounded by that kind of environment. Um, so right now for Botanica, I work in the packaging department. Um, Originally, when I applied there, I wanted to be a part of the cultivation team, but they decided to put me in that department. And so that's why when I saw this ad, I thought that was great. Another opportunity for me to learn the growing aspect of cannabis.
All right, awesome. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Born and raised in Tucson. My hobbies, I like to read. I play baseball. It's kind of hard to do with the current climate of the world right now, but we're figuring that out. Besides that, I like to just be outdoors um, and just enjoy cannabis wherever I can. Mostly in the privacy of my home, just because it's the safer option. But yeah.
Okay, and what would you say are your strengths and weaknesses?
My strengths definitely would be being able to communicate with just anyone, just new people. I feel like I'm able to approach them with a friendly demeanor, and they're able to reflect that back to me. I've rarely encountered people that that don't respond to me in like a positive manner, so I feel like that's a big plus for me. Um, Whenever it comes to like job skills, I think uh, if you were to ask anyone that I've worked with, they would respond with just positive remarks. Um, Going far back, like going back to my very first job working at a retirement home, uh, people, I mean, just have always seemed to notice my presence, and it's always been, positive.
Okay,
Uh,
is there something wrong with your camera? Because I can't see you.
really? Oh man.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let me see.
Oh, yep, it was not on. I'm sorry. There
Okay,
we
no,
go.
you're fine. I was just trying to figure out what was going on. Um,
Yeah.
so right now I know that you're working at the dispensary and I'm assuming, and I don't want to assume, so I'm just going to ask, are you able to lift over 40 pounds? Because I know that you usually have
Yes.
you lifting there.
Yes.
And what about being on your feet? Are you able to be on your feet anywhere from 3 to 4 hours a day?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, the next kind of thing I want to go into is the fact that, when you're working with us, we're going to require some critical thinking as well as like problem solving skills.
Okay.
So, could you tell me about a time when you had to learn something completely new?
Definitely. Working with Botanica, we use trees. It's the software we use to like keep inventory of all of our flower. So obviously, never having any experience before, having to learn just how to navigate that software, that program. That was completely new to me. And still currently we'll have glitches, and so we'll have to figure out why are these numbers not where they're supposed to be, because we keep daily inventory, um, and I'm responsible for making sure we get the initial weights of all the flour that we get into the dispensary. And so uh, that it's happened a few times. It's getting easier to deal with now, just having been there longer. Um, but I'd say that has been challenging, but we've been able to overcome it, thankfully, because I have a strong team to work with.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah,
Would you consider yourself an organized person?
definitely. If you were to ask my supervisor with my current position, they would say that I keep my workspace very clean and organized, because that's how I keep myself in a tranquil space in my mind. If everything in front of me is organized, then I feel like I can be, at peace. I don't have to be all flustered trying to figure out where things are. I know where to find them and don't have to waste time.
Okay, good. I know that you kind of mentioned having a great team. Here at Teak Farms, definitely a really positive team playing environment. So it's really, really, really important that individuals are able to kind of work together for the greater good of the company. So could you tell me about a time when you had to work on a team?
Yeah, I mean, back to my current position, just everyone there, we all understand, from the front of house team to our, our PSRs, to the back of house, our cultivation team, to I mean, I guess we're considered back of house, to the packaging department, and then the retail side. We all understand our positions, and we know how one of the it's a domino effect, where if one of us isn't performing where we need to be, it totally affects everyone else. But we've done pretty well as long as I've been there for the past 7 months. I feel like we're strong, and that's why I really love being there, because I was able to just like easily just get myself into this somewhat family, because when I started there, everyone had been there for at least a year, so everyone already knew each other, and I was just honestly surprised that I fit into the mold as well as I did, and as well as I have, because usually I feel like it doesn't work that smoothly. You depending on where you've worked, there might be people that you have conflicts with or whatnot, but here it's just been so smooth, and I'm just grateful to be there.
And I'm glad that you brought up conflicts. When you're working on a team, everybody's not going to see eye to eye. So how would you handle being in conflict with someone?
I always like to just approach people with just being real, and we have to understand each other. If there's an issue and no one wants to point it out, I'll point it out. That way we're all on the same page, because at the end of the day, it's about getting the job done. And we don't have to go home together, but we do have to work together. So as long as we can manage that, I think it's totally possible. We don't have to make anything personal out of it. But again, with me, it's been rare, especially in the past few years. I haven't had any issues with anyone that I've worked with, and thankfully that's credit to those people too, because they haven't given me any issues. So it's been a good road so far.
Okay, and I know you kind of mentioned it earlier, but maybe you can reiterate. We want people that work with us to be passionate about what they're doing. So why would you want to work here?
So again, originally with Botanica, I wanted to be a part of the team that has hands-on with growing, just because I think the plant is so amazing. There's so many different things that can be derived from it. All the products that I've been able to see it through working at Botanica. Before then, I had no idea the range of products that there is. And so I just like to be a part of that, and just the further development of that aspect. Me personally, I'm more interested in the concentrate side of things. So that's something I'd like to go into, and also go back to school and get educated on that, as far as biochemistry, that side of things.
Okay, and we definitely want to be transparent on our end. Did you have any questions for us?
So I know you guys are fairly new in town.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other teak farms anywhere else in the country or anywhere else in the state?
No, we are brand new. We only have one location as of right now, but that is the mission, to grow and get bigger.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, we'll actually have our very first harvest the end of July.
Okay, that's awesome.
I heard you mention concentrates. We're not really doing concentrates as of right now. We've only built out half of our facility, and that half is concentrated on flower.
Okay.
But in the future, we do plan on segueing into other areas of the marijuana and producing other products.
All right, that's awesome. So at the moment, are you guys just gonna be like a wholesale type of deal, to dispensaries, or are you gonna have your own retail shop?
As of right now, we're focused on just doing wholesale to dispensaries because you've worked in a dispensary. You know that that requires a whole lot more. We would need our very own license and all
Yeah.
that other stuff and hiring even more employees. So right now we want to grow and learn. And then
Yeah.
in the future, having a dispensary is definitely on our list to do outside of building out our other half and getting other products out. And then maybe further down on the line, doing the dispensary thing.
That's awesome. I mean, honestly, I like the fact that it's at the ground level right now, or, I mean, yeah,
It is.
just say
It is.
ground level. Because honestly, that's where I feel like I'm at. I still have a whole load to learn. So that's why I was excited for this opportunity. So yeah, I mean, I think it
Just
sounds
within
good.
talking with you, I do have a couple of more questions. The position that we have open that we would probably be considering you for, you would still have the opportunity to work with plants, but it's not like a plant working position.
Yeah.
I know that you work within a dispensary. The position would basically be considering you to deal with things like inventory, being able to establish relationships with the dispensaries to handle like sales, doing things like BioTrack, things that you're knowledgeable of. But since we are like a small company, you will have to go in the room and, help with the master grower. It's kind of getting where you fit in, but
Okay.
your main obligations as far as what we would need for you to do would be handling inventory, working with the CFO, making sure that our BioTrack ties in with his records,
Okay.
as well as, like I said, all hands on deck when it comes down to trimming, or if they need someone to go in there and help someone that's in the clone room, or it's a variety of different things, but that would be your main focus. Is that something that you would be interested in doing? Because I know that you mentioned you wanted to work with plants.
No, yeah. I mean, when it comes down to it, that's the ultimate goal for me. But also, I want to know all aspects of the industry as when it comes to running the business. So yeah, I think this would be great. To as long as I have the opportunity to branch out and network with my employees and just continue to learn and be educated with their knowledge. I think this would be a perfect fit. Because like I said, I have room to grow myself. So this sounds great.
Okay. Well, we are holding interviews, I believe, until tomorrow. So
Okay.
probably by the end of the week, I will let the boss watch this video and he will figure out what candidates he wants to come down. We'll probably invite you down to meet the rest of the team to see how you work with them, see how they
Okay.
like you. Because as I mentioned, it's extremely important for us that everybody gets along.
Definitely.
And then by next week, they should know who they're going to hire.
All right. Fair
All
enough.
right. It was great speaking with you, Marcel.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.